Zero sugar, zero carb foods. The real list? No BS. You've probably seen those clickbait videos or Instagram posts screaming, zero carb, zero sugar, eat as much as you want. ... And then they show you a plate of watermelon, cauliflower, and blackberries. Spoiler alert, those all contain sugar. With keto and low-carb diets exploding in popularity, it's like we're drowning in a sea of misinformation. But don't worry, we're about to throw you a life raft of truth. Let us cut through the noise and figure out exactly which foods are truly zero sugar and zero carb. Which ones are practically zero carb, safe for keto, and which ones are fine in moderation. If you watch your portions like a hawk, first up, let's talk about the true zero carb, zero calorie all-stars. These won't raise your blood sugar, trigger insulin, or break your fast, unless you're doing one of those hardcore water-only fasts. Here's your go-to list: water still or sparkling, apple cider vinegar, herbal teas. But skip the fruity ones with chunks. Green tea, black tea, and coffee. Black as night, no sugar, no milk. And don't forget pure stevia or monk fruit sweeteners. But here is a heads up. Even those zero-calorie sweeteners can trigger insulin in some people, just from the sweet taste. Your body's weird like that. Now, let's move on to the practically zero-carb foods. These have trace amounts of carbs, but you'd need to eat a truckload to hit even 1 gram. Ready for the low-carb all-stars? These are perfect for bulking up your meals with fiber and nutrients without blowing your carb budget. In the protein corner, we've got eggs, about 1 gram of carbs per 3 eggs. In cheese, 1 to 2 grams of carbs per 100 grams. For high-fat plants, avocados are your best friend with only 2% carbs, followed closely by olives at 3%. If you're nuts about nuts, see what I did there? Go for macadamias 5 grams, pecans 4 grams, and walnuts 3 grams. Seeds are also your low-carb buddies. Flax 2 grams, chia 4 grams, hemp 3 grams, and pumpkin 5 grams. And don't forget about those leafy greens. Per 100 grams, lettuce, spinach, and Swiss chard clock in at about 2 grams of carbs. While kale is a bit higher at 5 grams, other veggie superstars include broccoli 4 grams, Brussels sprouts 5 grams, bell peppers 3 to 4 grams, cabbage, pro tip, fermented, has fewer carbs, cauliflower, celery, zucchini, mushrooms, cucumber, tomatoes, okra, and eggplant, 2 to 3 grams. Load up your plate with these and you'll be in low-carb heaven. Now, let's talk about the quantity counts foods. These are safe in small portions, but can turn into carb bombs if you overdo it. When it comes to condiments, mustard is your friend, with only about 2% sugar. Ketchup, on the other hand, is a sugar trap, with about 25%. Use it sparingly, or find a low-sugar alternative. Dill pickles, unsweetened, are a green light though. Let's talk nuts again, but this time, the ones you need to limit. Peanuts, which are technically legumes, pack about 14% carbs, while cashews are a whopping 25% carbs and way too easy to overeat. Trust me, I've been there. Milk alternatives like almond, coconut, and macadamia milk usually have 2 to 4% sugar, but watch those serving sizes. They can add up fast. And don't get me started on those zero-calorie sweetener packets. Many are loaded with fillers like maltodextrin or sugar alcohols. Even stevia erythritol blends can upset your digestion if you're not careful. Fruit lovers, I've got some good news and bad news. Raspberries, strawberries, and blackberries are your best bets at about 5% sugar. They're easy to portion control too. Watermelon though, it's about 7% sugar and way too easy to overeat before you know it. You've racked up 30 grams of sugar. Oops, here's a surprise for you. Garlic is about 30% carbs. A clove or two is fine, but half a pound, not so much. As for spices and herbs, fresh ones have negligible carbs. Dried versions are more concentrated, but you're usually using such tiny amounts that it doesn't matter. Pro tip time, if you're looking for a zero-carb thickener, check out glucomannan and konjac root. It's 100% fiber with 0 digestible carbs. Use it instead of cornstarch to thicken your sauces and feel like a low-carb wizard. Here's the bottom line, folks. Carb percentages matter, but portions matter more. Build your meals around zero and low-carb foods. Use those quantity foods strategically, and you'll crush your low-carb goals without feeling like you're living on cardboard and sadness. Remember, this low-carb journey isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Don't beat yourself up if you slip up now and then. Just get back on track with your next meal. And hey, armed with this knowledge, you're now officially a low-carb ninja. Go forth and conquer those cravings. One last thing, don't forget to have fun with your food. Just because you're watching your carbs doesn't mean you can't enjoy what you eat. Experiment with herbs and spices, try new low-carb recipes, and find ways to make your favorite dishes keto-friendly. Who knows, you might discover some new favorites along the way. So there you have it, the real no BS list of zero sugar, zero carb foods. Now go forth and keto on, my friends. Your low-carb adventure awaits.